We live in Nazi Germany here in America. No question about it. I'm sure it's like that in Australia and all over the world. This stuff is going on everywhere, to where if you're a targeted individual and all you got to do is disagree with anything that a corporation has to say, they target you. And the problem is the people that are the shills doing the targeting, there's going to come a time to where they're going to disagree with something. And I'm going to tell you what they're going to disagree with. All these people working like actors and being shills, covertly harassing, targeting people, I call them modern day Judith Iscariots. They're taking money from evil kings and they're following people around. And a lot of these people are wearing badges, and they're got, their fire, hat on, and they're waving their liberal flag, their flags, like they love the country. Well, if you loved your country, what the hell are you doing betraying your country's own people? What's wrong with you? I've done nothing wrong, nothing. I've never, ever been a criminal. All I'm guilty of is trying to free people's minds from a very Orwellian mentality. And what's going to happen is what they're going to do, let me just tell you, I just read this. They're claiming that there's over 15 million jobs right now in the private sector. Now, everything that they've done to us as targeted individuals, the way that they're going to get rid of these private sector jobs and literally collapse the economy. Imagine people losing 15 million jobs in one day. Because they will. Private security jobs, it works exactly the way Hollywood works. You see, these people want a society just like Hollywood, to where somebody's watching somebody and making sure that nobody says anything. Okay? You think those paparazzis are paparazzis? Matter of fact, a lot of the shills that I see when I'm doing my research, they're claiming that they have a photography studio and they're photographers. Well, that's a great cover story. It's like a newspaper delivery boy. It's a good cover story, but you're a shill. Being a doctor is a cover story. Oh, we're going to stick some poison. Being a pharmacist, handing out drugs in the community, that's a good shill story. There's all kind of real estate agent. That's a great shill story. Hey, everybody get together and don't let this guy sell his house. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely insanity. And today, this is a true story. My attorney had a Bible sitting there, okay? And the way he met my father is, because he knew my father, is through Bible study, from what I heard. That's what I heard anyway. And I mentioned, listen, this is the truth. This will blow your mind. And it's very real. I'm telling you, it's very real. I mentioned Jesus. Just talking from me to him. And you know what he told me? He said, the jury's going to think you crazy and put you in a psych ward for mentioning Jesus. Can you believe that? We live, and he's right, I agree with him. You mention Jesus in a courtroom, and they'll try to put you in a psych ward. They'll say you need psychological help. Can you believe we live in a world like this? Can you believe that television, the radios, and the mainstream media, newspapers, whatever, have programmed us so much that they're claiming that if Jesus is mentioned in the courtroom, you might as well put yourself in a straitjacket. You're a crazy man. Can you believe that? It's real. I think about it, I just want to cry. Now, some weird things happened when I was gone. I counted, listen to this, 11 police officers. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, they weren't just driving by. They would pull in. They were stalking. It's called gang stalking. Years ago, I used to watch people filming cops, following them around and harassing people. And I used to film it too, but I never published it. And I got a lot of films of people following me around everywhere I would go and follow you around. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we've got is police officers wearing a badge, but they're working for corporations. Can you believe public officials have two jobs? One of their jobs is Judith Iscariot betrayal, because these stupid corporations have convinced them that we are some type of crazy people, right? And it's just the way it is. It's crazy. Who would do that? Who would do that? And ladies and gentlemen, a lot of these people are people that I knew, friends, people that I still love today. But how do you go up to them and say, what are you doing? What are they convincing you? Are they convincing you that we're undesirables? You know me. You know I'm not an undesirable. Hell, when I grew up, people thought we were rich. I never thought we were rich. I never thought like that. But I know people did. I used to get, oh, your you got money, big house. And I didn't think anything of it. I'll be honest with you. I used to go spend a night at people's houses all the time. This is a true story. And I didn't think that way. But today, I drive up to the house that I used to spend a night at my friend's house, and I see how small their house was compared to ours. Hell, their house was like, my house would fit 5 of their houses. 4, maybe. I don't know. 4 or 5. I don't know. And I think, wow, why didn't I see that back then? Because I'm a good person. I never thought that way. But now that it's brought to my attention, I'm thinking, wow, I wonder why they call us rich kids. And I never thought that way. I loved people. I didn't care if they didn't have money. I didn't care if they had a big house. I never thought that way. I just wanted a loyal friend. And hell, my best friend in the world lived in a trailer. It's the best friend I ever had, lived in a trailer. Like I really give a shit. I had another friend tell me that, oh, you live in a big house, we live in a trailer. And I'm thinking, I don't think that way. I've never thought that way. I loved my friends very much. And I never thought, oh, you got a trailer and I live in a big house. I never saw them as I was better than them. Never. I never thought that way. I looked at them as equals. Always. I was a superior athlete to a lot of people. That's the only thing I knew. I knew that back then, that I was a better athlete than most of them. But I never thought about money. But you see, that's the Judas Iscariot mentality. And I can imagine people that did live in a small house hanging out with a guy with a big house. Now, I used to hang out with a guy with a fancier house than mine. They had a fancy house. It was, perfectly decorated, and it was, more expensive than our house. Our house was very basic. I mean, we had 5 kids in the house. So, I mean, how fancy can you get with 5 kids? It just wasn't a fancy house. But it was a big house. And we had a lot of land, and we had stuff, But what an amazing thing, though, ladies and gentlemen. We live in a world today that people think that way. People think if you say Jesus in the courtroom, you're a crazy man. I can't believe it. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of how people think. I'm embarrassed. I mean, we actually got to go to heaven and face our Maker. And we will face our Maker. You will be judged. I promise you that. And we've got to say, yep, in those courtrooms we couldn't talk about Jesus. And God's going to say, whose fault is that? Is it mine? It's not even their fault. You can't blame these Jesuits that run the world. No, I blame you because you allow it. The Jesuits just do whatever you allow them to do. Long as they got 51% of the vote. That's why Rome is 51 in Gematria. They do it. What a sad thing. And they're always getting your permission. In the movies, they get your permission. You watch it and you think, oh, that's fiction. No, it's not. It's real. Look at the movie Geostorm. I mean, yeah, a lot of the stuff isn't real, but the basic story is real. But people think it's fiction. It's crazy. And therefore, they now have your permission to control the weather like they're doing today. We had like a superstorm every day. For the past 5 days, we've had like superstorms just buff over. And you look at the clouds and it looks like a damn tornado's trying to start. It's like they're almost trying to create a tornado. And then it, boom, the sky explodes, and then boom, it goes away. It's the craziest thing. So, wow, what an amazing time we live in, ladies and gentlemen. It's a time of the separation of the goats and the sheep. And I fight so hard to be a sheep to God, the Creator. And people fight, other people fight really hard to bring in the goats. Let the goats reign the world. It's absolutely insanity. And what do you say? It's our fault. We did it. We allowed them to take the Bible out of the schools. We allowed it. And they're just going to keep taking and taking and taking till you have nothing. Pretty soon you'll have no food and water. And then, you see, the whole system is designed to where the wisest become the undesirables like Jesus Christ. And then, the other ones that say, wait a minute, you took away my job, the unions, just like the Nazis. First they come after the socialists, then they come after the trade unions, and then they come after the religions, because they're already coming after religion. It's already there. The format is there. All I got to do is just propagate it. Hey, if you're not a certain religion, then off with your head. Don't you dare mention a certain religion. It's one religion in this world. And then you accept it. But the time the last person is left, they're planning on killing you too. There's just nobody there to fight for you. And you suffer the most because you see everything that you've done. You weren't part of the socialists. You weren't part of the trade unions. You weren't part of any religion. And now you're last. And you won't survive. They're going to kill you. I guarantee you that. Because see, you're the lowest form of goat. And let me tell you something about these shills. They have been educated in the ways of the dark side. Even Alex Jones, that I know is a military industrial complex shill. All of them aware of it. And they're going to get to a point to where they are not going to take something. They're going to come for something that you are going to become the undesirable. You understand this? So first you take out the real socialists, the real teachers of the world, the ones that really understand and see through the veil that's pulled over their eyes. Peril, the Orwellian, we see the Orwellian society as clear as day. We see what's going on with our skies and our oceans and our poison and our food and water. So we're first. And the unions are second, which will be the 15,000 private sector jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, they've got so many police officers and so many private sector jobs, it's unbelievable. And they're going to take them all away. And you will form a militia that you will certainly lose because you got rid of your socialist. Your socialists have to be military intelligence because they are. They know how the devil works. They know who the devil is. You don't. That's amazing because you won't know it. And I'm telling you, if I'm in a war, you can take this as bragging. I don't care. But if there's a country attacking us and I am military intelligence, I will promise you, less people will die under my watch than any other commander on this planet. And maybe I am insulting the commanders, but I am telling you, you don't have that instinctual emotional feelings that we have. The abilities of a true prophet, a true socialist, a non-fascist human is literally on an emotional level truly psychic. It's almost psychic abilities. And we feel, oh, don't do that. We feel it. You understand that? We feel it. And we know. You don't have that ability. You will lose. Your strategy will lose. Ladies and gentlemen, they have strengthened the technology of the Chinese military. You, through the IRS, have been funding your own destruction through Israel, through AIPAC. All of that money through the IRS goes directly to Israel. You are building an army with your own works against you. And it's amazing that you don't see this. So, ladies and gentlemen, bottom line is, this town has decided to crucify me. It will be a shill jury, 100% shills. It will be a shill lawyer and a shill judge, probably. I'm guessing. I'm hoping not. And it will be a stage. When I say certain things, the jury members are going to be programmed. Right now, they're training them. When he says this word, laugh. When he says that word, giggle. When he says that word, make a funny sound. It's going to be like somebody heckling you in an audience deliberately. And I know it. They're pre-planning it. They're going to shock me. They're going to say, okay, we're going to do a continuance. And it's absolutely insanity what's happening to me. They've eliminated the ability for people to support my channel. Pretty much 99, I mean, most of the people on my channel are shills, if not everybody. And I'm talking to you. I'm telling you, you're making a huge mistake by taking that money. If you're a shill, you know you're a shill. You know you did not find my channel. I'm got to get in from the rain. You know that you did not find my channel by coincidence, most of you. But I am telling you, you're going to be next. You are the unions. You understand that? You are the unions. So is the private sector jobs, the shills, the thousands of employees, the NSA, all of that are the unions. That is the people that they took out second. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen when they take you out. They're going to take something away from you that you're not going to want to handle. You won't be able to handle it. And you will rebel. And when you do, you will cause the war of all wars. You'll be invaded by partially China, partially Iran, and partially probably, because you're pretty much already invaded by China. So Chinese have definitely, I love the Chinese people, don't get me wrong. I really do. I love those people. They're great people. But I tell you what, their military people are just like ours. They follow orders. They're told to attack, they will attack. And even if you're Chinese, they'll attack you. Don't think they won't. So when they're told to kill, they kill. So you got to understand something about people that are coming into this country from a foreign country. This is why Hillary Clinton loves foreign people, and so does Obama. And I've got nothing against foreign people. I wish that we could have a world that was free, that everybody can come here. Anyone that they wanted can come here. But they would have to respect our culture. The problem with America is that they want you to conform to everyone's culture. When I go to Africa, I don't tell the Africans to stop dancing around the fire. I don't go to the Indian nation and say, hey, I don't like the way you worship God. I'm out of here. I love watching how they worship their gods. I love it. It's exciting. It's beautiful. That's why I've been taken out first, is because I love mankind. And I don't want to go to India and see American culture. I want to go to India and see India culture. And I don't give a crap if they worship a cow. Quite honestly, that cow is God's cow. It's the original cow. It's not the genetically modified cow. And they have every right to worship it because it's close to God. It's what God created. They've got Brimmer bull looking cows, real cows. We've got GMO cows. Okay, do you understand that? So I don't have a mind that thinks like a mouse. I have a hard time with that. And I see that every religion is beautiful. And basically what they're doing is giving their lives to their creator, their belief. And it's beautiful until corporate America gets involved. And then the religions like America and even Muslims, their original religion was beautiful. It was beautiful. I loved it. But the elite get in there and they screw it up. Just like they did our Christianity. They've screwed it up. And ladies and gentlemen, culture is beautiful. I love it. I would love to be able to go from place to place and just awe at these beautiful, the Hawaiians. Oh my God, what a beautiful culture. I mean, all of it, it's beautiful until it gets corporatized. Amazing. And that's what I don't like. And America's religions have been incorporated, 501(c). It's really sad. And that's why I just say, hey, I don't understand. So this is what's planning. They're planning on, I'm getting to my case again. They're planning on putting me in a ring of fire to where everybody's rigged, from the court reporter, you name it. Everyone's a shill. Could you imagine? Could you imagine a lawyer that is fully aware of the weapons that the police have, and then refer to microwave directed energy weapons as laser guns? Those laser guns. And humiliating you like they don't exist. Can you believe that? Yeah. Even the police officer he said that he had a laser gun, knowing that they got him. What a bunch of morons. See, that's what the movies were created for. To give you these words. Remember, live by the sword, ladies and gentlemen. Those words, it's just like the doctors, the courtrooms, they all have swords, words. They all have their own secret society books, medical books. And you don't understand what the word means. You don't. They do and you don't. So now, directed energy weapons are lasers. Like Star Wars, they refer to it like Hollywood movies. Laser guns, and everybody laughs. Hee, laser guns. Hee. Can you believe it? Ladies and gentlemen, your remote control is a directed energy weapon. You change the damn channel with it every day. It's not a laser gun. You see? Swords, ladies and gentlemen. Living by the swords, and you're going to be punished to the highest of punishment when you live by those swords, words. Laser guns. Like it's something funny. Ladies and gentlemen, people are dying all over the world. They're getting murdered by directed energy weapons. The directed energy weapons are causing buildings to explode like 9/11. They're causing earthquakes, tidal waves. And what do the people that are supposed to be protecting us call it? Laser guns. Laser guns. Like it's a joke. They mock and they laugh what the government has multi-patents on. They think it's funny. It's unbelievable. Wait till the laser gun is turned on them, because it will be. China has a weapon that I read about. I don't know if it's real. I read about it. I know it can be real. No question about that. They can, from a half a mile away, point this thing at you. And if you've got enough aluminum in your body, you will catch on fire. That's why they're filling your body up with aluminum. Aluminum in microwaves. Whoosh, spontaneous human combustion from a half a mile away. Now, I felt these things pointed at me, so I know they existed, not at that powerful of a level. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, you'll have to live in a cave in order to defend yourself. That means you'll have to have walls made of not wood, but stone. And these things will go through stone. They might not burn you up through stone, but they'll go through it. But yeah, you'll have to be underground. And ladies and gentlemen, when you look at history, they've lived underground before. They had cattle underground. You ever read the ancient books, how the cultures started moving underground because they started using electromagnetic biting from the tree of knowledge of good and evil and using these weapons as evil to commit genocide, like the days of Noah? Weather modification, weather manipulation. So, yeah, I'll be in front of a jury that if I mention anything about directed energy technology, they will mock and laugh. Can you believe that? Yeah. Get ready. If I say anything about Jesus, they'll be ready to laugh at you. Unbelievable. I love you all. Thank you for listening. And for the people listening that are using everything I say against me, you're next. I say that with 1,000,000% confidence. You think you're immune to what they're doing to me? You're next. You're the trade unions. You're next. I'll say it again. You are next. You will suffer what I suffered. You will know what I know. And then you won't laugh at laser guns. You will know that they're being pointed at you. And you're going to go, damn, I should have listened to that guy. You will cry yourself to sleep at night, begging, please, I wish I would have listened to him. And you will have no one to come to you because you were engaged in the mission of shilling the truth. You mocked it, you laughed at it. Now you've programmed everybody to think that it's a joke. That's what you did, and you knew that it was real. You infiltrated the group, and you covertly betrayed the people that were trying to do something good for this world. God help you. I love you. You're my brother. I love you. But you are making the greatest mistake that your conscience will have to pay for. And it will carry with you for all of eternity. Ladies and gentlemen, being laughed at on this earth is one thing. But being laughed at for all of eternity is what they call betrayal. In heaven, there's nothing worse. Let me tell you something about the human body. It works in a beautiful, synchronized, harmonic, symbiotic fashion. It is literally a Fibonacci fractal world. And anyone that decides to be a cancer is kicked out of the group. You can see how God operates, how the cell develops and grows, and it's perfect. You understand that? The ones that don't follow the law of God, see, heaven is Elohim. It's the electric world. And ladies and gentlemen, the electric world is perfect mathematics. That's why I love gematria. Because it tells you, see, your voice is electrical. You're creating electricity. You're creating sound. And it's all a mathematical number. That's why gematria is one of my favorite. If I wish that I could just do gematria all day long, because it's fascinating. You're learning words, and you're learning how the witches cast spells on you, spelling. You're learning what it means. It's amazing. And then you know that eventually pretty much almost everything that comes out of your mouth is just tyranny. I imagine God is a subconscious communicator without a voice. How they tell you in school that speech came along. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, when speech came along, we got dumber because we used to be telepathic. And some of us have that ability today. And there's nothing worse in this world that the Jesuits that rule this world, secret societies, hate more than a telepathic, completely conscious to the world around them individual. Thank you for listening.